Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Mano 777, and we're back inside of Destiny here with your weekly reset video for Tuesday, February 14th, 2017. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. We're going to be covering all the endgame content that you can do in Destiny, as well as 100% rolls on vendor items and things like that. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, we are here on the Dreadnought here in the Nightfall, which is going to be the Shield Brothers. The modifiers this week are going to be featuring epic small arms, primary weapon damage is favored, fresh troops, some enemy squads have been fortified with additional reinforcements, match game where enemy shields are resistant to all unmatched elemental damage, and airborne where players do more damage while in the air. I of course will be doing a solo Nightfall video for you here in just a little bit, but that is the Nightfall for this week. Let's go out to orbit and see what else there is to do this week. As I talked about with the Nightfall this last week, you've got some unknown rewards, but of course you can also pick up a skeleton key for any of that strike specific loot that you want to pick up. Going over to the SIVA Crisis Heroic, the modifiers are going to be Solar Burn, Specialist, and Exposures. From that, you get Treasures of the Dawning, plus Legendary Marks. So if you've got your Icebreaker or your Invective, now is the time to run with that, especially if you've got that. That's going to be a lot of fun to use on that SIVA Crisis Heroic strike. The daily heroic story is going to be Hunt the Prime Servitor that has brought together the Broken House of Wolves on Mars. Next up for the daily competitive multiplayer, we have Supremacy, where you need to go in, defeat your opponents, and take their crests. And today's competitive multiplayer, we've got Combined Arms, which is all-out team warfare with vehicles, destroy the enemy, as well as doubles competitive multiplayer. So those options are there if you are interested. Of course, go to your Crucible area over here and you'll be able to choose from those different options, and doing each one of those will get you a Radiant Treasure package. Going over to the Challenge of the Elders, this week we've got these current modifiers. We've got Chaff, Precision Kill bonus, and Trickle. So I would say probably stick away from this week. I'm not a huge fan of Trickle anytime it's part of what you've got going on, but because Precision Kill bonus is there, you know, you can actually go in if you really want to and maybe do a little bit more damage, at least in terms of score, by using, you know, just basics, you know, scout rifles or things like that. But because primary arms are not buffed, so it's not going to be that great. Honestly, I just skip it this week. But if you are going to do it, you've got Narusk, Servant of Horus, which is the Taken Cabal boss with the add-ons of Cabal. Round 2 is going to be the Pilot Servitor with the add-ons of Fallen, and round 3 is going to be Psylocke the Defiled with the add-ons of Hive. That is the Challenge of Elders this week. Of course, if you want to, you can get a Sterling Treasure package from doing the level 41 Prison of Elders if you're so interested and so inclined. Going over to the raid we've got this week, the current raid, we've got the AKSIS Challenge Mode. AKSIS Challenge Mode means that every single time that AKSIS teleports, there is a backplate on the left, middle, and right side that will light up when he teleports. And what you need to do is, if you are empowered, if you're not slamming AKSIS, you need to be slamming that plate. If you have any questions, check out my Twitch live streams where we bring people through the raid all the time, a bunch, and we're going to be going over a couple of things like that here in a little bit later on. I am going to start actually covering some of the older raids as well if you're interested. So let's actually go over to Kingsfall for anyone that is interested. We've got the Golgoroth Challenge Mode, and Golgoroth Challenge essentially means that you need to be able to trade the gaze with all 6 members of your fire team, going back and forth 6 times without him losing the gaze at any point. So you just got to make sure you actually have the trade-off there, and you should be good to go on that. So that is the Golgoroth Challenge Mode. And from the Wrath of the Machine Challenge Mode, you can get the ship, which is something I'm going to be chasing on my PS4. You can get helmets, you can get primary weapons, as well as, I believe, gauntlets as well. Gauntlets and boots, I believe. So that is what you can get from the current raid, and you can go check that out yourself. Let's go over to the Iron Temple and see what we have in store there for you to pick up. Alright, Guardians, we're here at Tyra Karn here in the Iron Temple. Let's see what she has in store for us for artifacts this week. First of all, we have the Memory of Yolder artifact, and the Memory of Yolder removes the sprint cooldown penalty. It's got an intellect roll of 77 and then a strength roll of 73. That is going to be a, let me look at this, a 84% roll on that, so it's not amazing. It's not amazing, but it's not bad if you need to pick up the Memory of Yolder. That's an 84% maximum roll in terms of intellect and strength. Moving on over to the Memory of Silumar. In the Crucible, resistant to damage over time attacks is greatly increased. So, for example, any kind of like firebolt or burning attack, or especially if it's like someone is using Thorn, Memory of Silumar is going to take that away. I'm actually going to pick that up just because I need that on my Hunter, and I need to go attune that. So, something to pick up if you need it. So, that roll is actually going to be an 82% roll. Not very good. Discipline roll of 73 with a strength roll of 75. Moving over, we have the Memory of Skorri, and this is one of the 100% rolls this week because of its discipline. The intellect is a roll of 78 and discipline is of 93. This is a must-have because this is the most broken artifact in terms of how it works. When your super is full, nearby allies supers charge faster. This is something that is almost required to play trials now, especially because now with this upcoming patch that's going to be happening today, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that here in a little bit. This is something that it's going to be almost required to do trials very, very well because there's going to be a lot more of like slower play. This is what you want to pick up. This is absolutely broken, and it's a 112% roll this week on the Memory of Skorri. So if you don't have Memory of Skorri, or even if you've got one, definitely pick this up this week. This is the must-have artifact, a 112% roll on Skorri. Insane. So make sure you pick those up, Guardians, and then we're going to head down over here and check out the Vanguard Scout bounties for those folks who are still doing the Forge, the Archon's Forge, and going into the Plague Lands. The first one is you use arc damage to kill fallen majors and ultras, complete patrols in the Plague Lands, and complete shank encounters in the Archon's Forge. And again, one of these will actually trigger the Thorn quest, so that's actually a really nice thing that you're going to want to pick up. Again, I'm only going to be covering the 100% rolls in terms of things that you can get, and so there is no other 100% roll thing that you can pick up over here, so we're going to be skipping that, and we're going to head over to the tower and see what there is to get over there. Alright guys, so we are here at the tower. Let's talk to Lord Shax and see what he has in store for us for the weekly Crucible bounty. We've got exercise your skills in the Rift match type, which is unfortunate because that doesn't really work with the reset that we've got. Again, we've got combined arms for the weekly PvP, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Hopefully you get an opportunity to maybe do some Rift, or maybe pick up that one and make sure you just keep it for a week. Maybe it will come up again next week. Let's talk to Commander Zavala and talk about the 3 strike elite bounties that he's got. Earn gold tier achieved, silver tier achieved, or bronze tier achieved medals in strikes. Earn a gold tier achieved medal in the Nightfall before time expires on the Sunrise bounty. This is also the one that will get you the Icebreaker if you do not have it. And then get 150 enemy kills with your fire team during a SIVA crisis strike to earn brutal efficiency medals. And the brutal, the cleanup bounty, as well as the strike elite bounty, these two are going to be the bounties that are going to get you armor pieces that are going to be able to bump up your light up to 400 light level. And again, this one in the middle, the Sunrise bounty, will get you a legendary weapon along with all those other things that you see there. So some cool things. Again, I was always asked to talk about where the donations for different materials are going to be going. So Relic Iron is making a hit this week. Future War Cult and Dead Orbit are currently receiving donations of those materials. Relic Iron is at Future Workhalt and Dead Orbit, and Spin Metal, that's the big one that we've got, especially because we go into the Plague Lands and Earth, is over at New Monarchy. So if you've got a whole bunch of Spin Metal, go over to New Monarchy and buff up your Spin Metal donations over there. And again, I always talk about 100% rolls that you can pick up if you go over to the speaker over in the Tower North. You are going to be able to check out some different abilities and things like that. If you are on your Titan, you are going to be able to pick up the Defender's Mark, which is going to be a 100% roll in terms of discipline and strength. I'm not going to be able to see it on my Hunter, so I'm just going to be like, yo, you should go over there and check that out. So guys, that's everything you can do in terms of activities today. The big thing that's going to be happening today is later on there is going to be the hotfix 2.5.0.2, which is going to update a lot of our abilities as well as our guns, which is going to drop in later today. They'll usually drop it around 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's kind of the time that they go ahead and reset everything. If there is a change in the weekly reset, it hasn't happened before when there have been patches, at least in terms of year 3, but if there is a change, I'll make sure to keep you up to date on Twitter as well as on my YouTube and my Twitch channels. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We're going to be checking out all those changes and things a lot later tonight on my Twitch live streams. I've already covered the hotfix and the basic general things that they've talked about in a previous video that I'm going to go ahead and link in the description box below. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the support of the channel, and thank you so much for helping to build the Manoverse. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time in the universe of Destiny.